Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. In this video, we're going to show you power window regulator replacement on this 2006 Cadillac CTS, same as any 03 to 07 CTS. And in the video, we do the driver's side. The passenger side is basically the same procedure. Tools you'll need are a putty knife for a similar flat blade tool, Phillips screwdriver, 10mm socket with a ratchet and an extension, and a T30 Torx bit with driver. Okay, I use a little household putty knife. Take a paper towel and just kind of wrap it, and then you're going to kind of put it up in underneath and pry up and pull out on this handle. And then up in here, pry up, pull out. Okay. It comes out. Behind here, there's a little tab. Okay, just pull up on that tab and pull the lock connector. Oops. Just make sure we leave it unlocked. Pull that off, and then this bezel just comes right off. Okay, still just use the very corner right here on your lock button. Just pry out very lightly, and this whole thing comes right up and off. Okay, and then again, just carefully, there's a little plug right in behind your door pull here, and inside that plug, 2 Phillips screws. And we'll speed it up here as we're just removing those 2 Phillips screws. Okay, once those screws are out, start up here at the top and pull. Work your fingers in behind and just little sharp pulls, tugs. Okay, out and off. Okay, I'm going to use a pair of pliers, and you can just kind of squeeze the tabs on these pins. And pull this control panel right off. You actually just let it hang like that. Okay, remove your inside door handle, 10mm bolt right here. Remove that, handle slides forward, it comes off, and then it just kind of goes down and off of the rod like that. Okay, I'm going to take my mirror clip off, and then I'm slowly going to pull my water shield off. Okay, I know I said to slowly pull, but I'm just going to speed it up here. You want to be careful when you pull it. Try and pull all the goop off with the water shield. Okay, next, the window is held to the regulator by 2 bolts here, which are little clamps. So you loosen that one and loosen this one. If your window was all the way in the up position, you could go through this hole, as well as you'd have to pull out this plug and go through that hole too. But most of the time what happens on these regulators is the cable breaks, and you're able to move your window up and down by hand anyways. Now loosen these 2 10mm nuts. Okay, now that those are loose, you grab your window. Pull your window right up and put it in place like that. You can see I just took a little bit of painter's tape and secured the window while we work in the door. Okay, today. You can see our lead is right down here. I'm going to push up on a little tab. And pull the connector out. And then our regulator and motor assembly is held on with 5 bolts. I'm going to remove this one, loosen, and loosen those 2. And then there's one right down here next to the speaker, and one right over here. Okay, I'm going to speed up as I use my 10mm socket ratchet and extension to do that. I'm removing some of the bolts and just loosening some. The one exception is you'll kind of see me struggle a little bit with that middle top one. I end up just loosening it way up, so it allows the motor to kind of slide up and out. So there's my regulator out, and you can see this is my original regulator. There's really nothing wrong with it, so I'll be reinstalling it. But usually what happens on these is this cable breaks or something in the transmission breaks. Transfer your old motor on, and that'll happen a lot on these things. What you'll get is you'll hear a popping sound and then a grinding noise, and that's usually the insides going bad. And then if you still hear your motor running, your motor is still good, so you can just replace the regulator. You would want to transfer using a T30 Torx bit with a 1/4 inch drive ratchet. Remove the motor from here. Okay. And then you would bolt the motor right on to the 1A regulator, and you can see it's all the same. It's going to go back in there. And with the new regulator also, you would want to start the 2 bolts in. Okay, so you can hang it up, and I'll show you that. Again, my original regulator is fine, so I'm going to reinstall it. And what I want to do here is put this in first. Motor side in. Put that back rail in place first. Regulator, get it in place. And what we need to do is make sure that, reach up in, make sure your regulator's on the correct side of the window. Start these bolts. And fast forwarding here again, I'm just putting the bolts into the regulator and then tightening them up. And when you tighten them, you want to make sure they're nice and firm, but you don't need to over tighten them. Okay. Reconnect your window motor. And you can remove the tape. Slowly bring your window back down, keep it back in the track. Okay. You can see it go down in. You can also make sure you just kind of put it in the same spot in these clamps. Tighten them up.
Okay, and fast forward through putting that water shield on. Make sure you put your door latch rod through. You'll see I actually forgot to do it there. I'm putting that panel back on, and then before I go to put the door handle on, I realize it. Peel the water shield back, pop that rod through, and then put that door handle on and bolt it in place.
It has larger lineup pins here and down here that go into holes. Okay, so basically just kind of peek through, line that one up there. Okay, line that one up there. Push the top on. Okay. Up. Make sure you can look down and you can see the connector going together. Okay. Okay. Now put in our 2 Phillips screws.
And again, we'll fast forward just to kind of speed through putting those screws in. And you want to get them tight. They don't have to be extremely tight, but you want them nice and firm so they hold the door panel in place well.
Okay, this trim plate just goes back in and pushes into place. Okay, put this panel back on your door handle. Reconnect your lock switch. Okay. And just kind of put it back into place. Locks in. Okay, and last but not least, your lock button. Put it down until that touches there, and push it into lock.
We hope this helps you out. Brought to you by www.1aauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll-free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.